And you're listening to 89.3 to GLF. Welcome back to the Relationship Whisperer Show with Miss Dragonfly, where we discuss all things relationships with the aim to make marriage great again. And we are coming to you live in the studio again today. And we'll welcome back Bluey. I mean, it's got some staying power.
Starting to become a regular. It's like, what on earth is going on?
Okay. I guess I think the blokes.
Maybe I just can't stay away.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, I guess, yeah. The blokes are relying on you to give them their voice. Mm-hmm.
Wonder how I've been doing so far.
So, guys, you can leave your comments.
Run for the hills.
Or you can actually call in, just to let people know that you can call in directly. The number is 02-9822-8893.
What's the number? Sorry?
02-9822-8893.
Okay.
Okay. So call in if
You're actually really good on call-ins. You're actually really good on one-on-ones with the
advice, the personalized advice. So if you got a relationship question, or you want to comment and tell us how you think Bluey's doing, your blokes out there, give us a call.
You shit ass.
Yeah. And a reminder to download your free copy of my book, Your Complete Partner. How to choose the right partner for love and marriage for a lifetime. And you can download it absolutely free from my website, makemarriagegreatagain.net. So this is my gift to you all as listeners.
For free.
For absolutely free.
Wow.
Yes. So
all that good advice, all at no cost.
No cost and all at once. So it gets you started and gives you in the right frame of mind.
But a lot of the books, do you talk about them points through the shows? So if you listen to the radio show, would you pick up a lot of the points anyways?
You will pick up a lot of the points.
But it's still better.
It's still the better of the word because it sets it out in the full sequence and also with the scenarios as well. I do put in real life scenarios.
Oh, right.
And then you might good chance you recognize them, and then you could know how to interpret them and what they actually mean. See, this is the thing. I've had feedback and people have read it and saying, "How come those scenarios sound so familiar?" I said, yes, it's this familiar because it keeps happening again and again all the time. Because people keep
like
making
divorces.
Because people keep making the same mistakes. And so the scenarios are saying so. You might recognize them as you've been through them yourself personally or someone that you know. Okay?
Well, I was watching this YouTube short the other day and I thought about you straight away. It was so strange. And the guy was going, so he was in Beverly Hills, and he walks up to people who are really wealthy, like billionaires or whatever. And he says, I've interviewed billionaires around the world. Yeah. And do you have a few minutes to tell people how you made it, whatever? They said, oh, yeah, sure. So they always talk about, have you got any advice for young people out there who's in your shoes where you were before and you're an entrepreneur? And what advice could you give to young fellas out there? And the guy goes, make sure you marry the right person.
Really?
Straight out with it. Straight out. I thought of you straight away. It was like, he goes, the best business advice you could ever give someone. Yeah. Because he give these rapid fire questions. Yeah. And it was the best business advice is don't marry the wrong person. And but if you marry the right person, it's great. If you marry the wrong person, it's a disaster. Be really careful, he says. Be really careful. Yes. Because if you marry the wrong person, doesn't matter what business you've got, you're not going to make it.
You're not going to make it. I mean, it literally will make or break you.
Yeah.
And,
you can go from the CEO or founder to being the janitor. If you haven't got your mindset right, and that's what happens. Like if you don't know who's sharing your pajamas, when you're going out to work or whatever, then it can do your mind in. It can do your head in.
This is the thing. I mean, people don't understand how big a decision it is, and this is probably unbelievable. People are so blasé about this decision. Oh, yes, whoever takes my fancy. Or that sort of thing, but they don't realize
predicated on looks for the most part,
or how they feel at the spur of that moment.
True. How they feel in the moment. But Yeah.
And what or say maybe whatever appealing or appealing talents that person has, or the type of
Because in
looks.
the old days, maybe we didn't need to worry. I mean, what I mean by that is the old days when you met people were few and far between. It was
Yeah.
like a high five moment. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. But now it's swipe left, swipe right. I don't go into them platforms, but, I can see from the outside looking in that it's quite easy to be meeting people.
Yeah, it
The
is.
meeting people's the easy part.
Yeah,
It's the other part that
it's meeting the right people.
Yeah.
Well, it's not so much meeting the right people, it's knowing whether or not they're right for you.
Yeah.
It's the thing, whether it's assessing stage.
Yeah. So if you get say, if you go out on a date, you say, okay, I'm going to spend this whole month going out on dates, and I'm going to get 30, maybe 2 dates in one day, and just go through everybody and then see tick them off down the list. Tick them off down the list and see which ones are worth revisiting.
Yeah.
But by that time, they already had about 20 more dates as well.
But this is the thing, people need to think about, well, what are you actually after, In
Game of
terms
musical chairs, perhaps.
Yeah, look, are you after something serious, or are you just after someone to have a bit of fun with? Yeah, then it doesn't matter. I mean,
well, the guy's answer to that is the fun, and the woman wants the serious.
Well, if it's the fun, then it doesn't matter who it is. All you need, like I say, you don't have to overthink it. I mean, all you need is someone good looking and fun. That's it. That's it. Because you're just there for a bit of fun. It's not going to, you're not after anything.
Go anywhere or whatever.
Anything long term or anything. So it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so. Don't overthink it. Very simple. But if you want something serious and long term, then the more longer term it is, the greater the effect it has, an impact on your life. And so that's when
the
you have to.
The women want the long term, the men want the short term.
But it's. I think the women are just as guilty as the men in not putting serious thought into their partner choosing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps even more so.
Yeah. Guess whoever.
Well, the bad boy and all of that.
Yeah. It just appeals. It appeals to I wouldn't say like outwardly appeal. No, form rather than substance. If I can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which leads into today's topic where we're talking about.
Oh, there's a topic.
Well, today's topic of today's discussion. Now we haven't gone through it before, but because of popular demand, wanting to request me to have more of it, because go through it again, and that's about the first date.
The first date,
where it all starts.
And why did you do a great big smile at that moment?
Because everyone will go through this at one point in their life.
Everyone.
Look,
maybe not everyone.
No. They may not marry.
Yeah.
But everyone's got to have at least one date in their life.
At least you would think, hopefully so.
So that's what I meant by everyone's got to go through one of these at some point in their lives. Otherwise, you would have been start being a monk at 15 or something? Well, then I guess, you've got exceptions. But
and especially these days with social media in the Western world. I think that there's so many dates. Yeah.
So it all goes back to the first date. And like I reiterate again, and look, if you're just after a bit of fun, it doesn't matter, just go and enjoy yourself and don't have to think of it.
Yeah.
But this is for when you're actually serious. You want something long term and permanent, so then it becomes important. The first date. I mean, okay, like if you go through my book, and
do you have a checklist?
What you actually need to look for in a partner, what you actually need in a partner.
Should someone take your book on a first date? Then does it have a checklist you can tick things off?
That'll be my second book on dating.
So you can tick things off on the back page.
Stage. But more like, if you read it, then you know what type of partner you need. Okay, it's general guidelines, and you can adapt it to yourself. And so then when you are dating, how do you tell then? Whether or not they're having those green flags. What are those things that they do indicate? It means about themselves, their intentions, and so forth.
And you can get all that from the first date.
Well, the first date is
Precursor,
a sieve, just
a
sitting back,
sieve.
sieve all the bad ones. I mean, if they don't even make a certain standard by the first date, there's no point going any further, wasting your time.
Psst, hey, you would like to go out on a sieve? Oh, sorry, date. I mean the date. Sorry, not a sieve. It's a date.
Okay, basically, that's to weed out the bad ones. Oh, okay. The worst ones, or the ones basically that no go.
Next.
Yeah, so you don't need to waste your time. Yeah, and especially for a woman, time is of the essence. Because biologically, like I said before, a woman's prime time, and when she gets her greatest market value, is in her 20s. So she only gets 10 years. So when she meets, get to know that person.
She's got to move fast.
Know that person, establish a relationship, and then sort of marriage. If not, then what? She's got to waste her time finding someone else, establish another relationship, take a few more years, find out whether or not that person's right. She doesn't have time for that. Yeah. So in this way, especially the first date, look, it's when you can basically give the bad ones a flick. The ones that they're seeing marginal, maybe okay, then you might consider a second date if it's worth your time. So, but that's coming in another show. We discuss second dates or subsequent dates.
Oh, I see.
Okay. But really, the first date is when you have a chance to do the weeding out and say not quite right, next. So you don't waste your time. Okay, and there's lots, and you have no idea the amount of people that don't know what these actions mean. They've done this. What does that mean? Is that something you should consider? There's no real rule book for it, or there hasn't really been a proper one written.
You haven't written one yet?
Well, that's coming up next. If I get enough demand for it, yeah. But I think that is a good companion for it. And also, the thing is, parents don't tell you. Okay. And even, I think, social media or these relationship experts don't really go on what the signs, when the first date, what the actions of your date means. I haven't heard of it. Yeah.
So, what is it about being observant?
No, but yeah. So
watching
to tell
everything. Should you leave your camera running so that you can play it back later on and look for telltale signs that you miss at the first pass?
No. Well, if you know what to look for, and then you come across.
Well, you just get it on the first pass. But if you don't, well, is there an app that you can actually get you can get help from someone?
What, to call you and
well, you could have, say, them glasses. You could be wearing them glasses that can record everything. The Google Glass or whatever. And then that could be hooked into a relationship whisperer person. That could say,
you just gave me an idea.
I'm on the first date, and he's just asking me this, and he's doing this with his fork. What does that mean?
Maybe a checklist later.
Is he going? He says, "Look, the waiter just brought the bill, and he's running to the toilet. What does that mean?"
Good one, though. Look, you know what? If there's demand for it, if my listeners get it, I'll make one.
Yeah, you could be a support, like on demand support, right there at the time. I know. Yes, you'd be busy. Your busy times would be Saturday nights.
Saturday night.
What are you doing Saturday night? No, I'm working. I'm working. I'm going to be doing first date. I'm going on a first date. Who with? Oh, about 12 different people at different times.
All right. On that, everyone, we'll go to some music and we'll be right back to go right into the first date.
To go right in.
To the first date. The Relationship Whisperer Show with Miss Dragonfly, where we discuss all things relationships with the aim to make marriage great again. Aren't we, Bluey? That's what we're here to do. Okay. So, but the very first step of that, towards that, is the first date. And so the first thing first is where
Well,
do you
it's
go?
actually
Where do you
asking. That's actually asking the first date. It's probably
Yeah.
the first step.
Okay. Well, a lot of people now are doing online dating, so I guess that's there's no pretense of what everyone's there for. So, but yeah, so that was an easy one. But you're talking about if you were introduced or you met through someone or met someone randomly, like across a restaurant or bar, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So how does that?
yeah.
I mean, is it forward? You think it's too forward for the woman to ask the man out, or should she wait
No.
for the guy to?
No, it's all right with me.
Is that right with you?
Very rarely happens, but well, not anymore.
Oh, so it happens more now.
Well, it used to be more frequent with me, but as you
Yeah.
get older, it becomes less. I've noticed.
I think it's going less
I
with
get less
everyone.
and less requests for
Date.
for dates.
So it's so in the man's world. How is how do you perceive it if a woman asks you out?
Well, it can take you back a little bit because
Okay.
it's not normal.
Yeah,
and
that's a
it's
bit
like,
forward.
ooh, what's this? Is there some? The automatic presumption is what's going on here.
Yeah.
Like you automatically think, oh, there's some form of, treachery going on or villainy.
She's setting you up for something.
Get this as a setup.
Yeah.
But
She just finds you attractive and wants you.
Yeah, it's happened a few times. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, but though I guess it's more commonly like if a woman's interested, she kind of makes her interest known and kind of like a suggestion.
Well,
encourage
if you
to...
tick all her boxes,
Yeah,
and she's on a time clock,
yeah,
she's looking to get them boxes ticked as quick as possible.
yeah,
So she wants to cut to the chase.
yeah.
So
she
so
kind of
yeah, sure, they can be quite forward then. I
or
suppose.
she'll put the strong suggestion,
Strong suggestion
out
and
there.
indications. Like
Yeah.
they'll give the signals.
And so it's kind of like,
And you know what?
Yeah.
A lot of women don't realize that a lot of men don't even pick them up.
men are so can be so thick, eh?
You could almost be licking inside their ear.
You know what I heard? What I heard from someone who said, like, yeah, this was in the UK. You have a lot of UK people coming to Australia for work, and Australians going to the UK for the experience. Yeah. Though I've noticed a lot of people from the UK that come to work, if they're not backpackers, they're usually in recruitment. A lot of them in recruitment for some reason.
Yeah.
In the recruitment industry. Well, anyway, he said that because Australian men are more forward. They'll say what they like. The girls over there like that sort of thing because English guys, they don't do that. And
Aussies are a bit forward.
Yeah, and and Aussie girls prefer the English guys because they're not so forward kind of thing.
Yeah.
And basically, this Aussie girl went over there to work in UK, and every Friday there's this guy at work that keeps, asking her to go to the pub. They keep going to the pub every Friday.
Yeah.
And it was obvious to everyone else that he liked her, but it wasn't obvious to her because he didn't say it. Okay, until one day he got really drunk at the pub and he said, "I like you." "Oh, is that why we keep going to the pub?" "Yes." Okay. All you had to do, wasted all that time, all you had to do was say so.
But the woman couldn't pick it up. It's usually the bloke. Usually the bloke can't pick it up.
It's a cultural difference, She's used to the guy actually saying, "I like you. Let's would you like to go out?" Yeah, because she's an Aussie girl. And that's what she's used to. And that's what she expected. So that's what she expected. But things work differently over there. Based on kind of like suggestions and hints kind of thing. That's what So, there is a thing about culture as well. Okay, so finally you've got an agreement to go on a date. And so where should you go on the first date? Now, I always say do not go to the movies, please, because you ended up, first date is supposed to be getting to know each other, and to do that you have to talk to each other. And when you are in a movie theater, you cannot talk to each other.
Shh.
Yeah. Exactly. And so you spend hours.
I think he did it. He did it.
You said something. So you ended up sitting in the dark, in silence for a few hours, and then it's over. Oh, well, what did you get to know?
Yeah.
Do you know what he or she does for work? No. That did not say anything.
But you can get the take on the movie after, and you could say, "Oh, well, what was your, what did you think about the directing? What do you think about the plot? What the moral of the story?"
Look, the thing is, it would have been 2 hours in the theater,
and you could see someone's intelligence, and.
But yeah, I'll say I'll put that movies for subsequent dates, not the first date.
Yeah, that's
simply
right.
because the first date, you don't want to take up too much of that person's time. It's there to get to know each other.
Unless you don't want too much of your time taken up.
Well, you should have agreed to go on that date in the first place. Shouldn't have bothered.
Well, keeping up appearances, I don't know. Maybe
waste someone's time and waste your time, really. If it's a date with someone you don't enjoy, someone's company you don't enjoy. Yeah. Yeah, more often than not, even when you go to dinner or something with people, it's not so much the food or it's the company.
The company.
That's the most important thing.
You're not actually going for the coffee; it's the conversation, isn't it? Really.
Yes. Yeah. So when I say, would you like to go for a coffee, you just don't go there just to drink coffee. That's not the point of it. Yeah. The point of it is to have conversation. Yeah. So I say, no movies. Just quick. Now the thing is, where do you go? Look, if the man offers,
where do you go?
Okay, this is the
Liverpool.
Where
no, down the street down there. You can walk down that street. It's got all the food places and.
I'll go shopping in Westfield, and what a date that is.
Go walk around Westfield.
Go around Westfield, but so if the man, you can either leave it the man to suggest where to go, or if it's left it up to the woman to pick, which is quite generous. Because he's actually taking
but that's the pressure on her. She doesn't know what level she should go. All of that.
So if you're given the choice of where to go, this is where you've got to really think about it and be smart about it.
Yeah,
and
if you go too much, then it's.
Yeah, look, it's you are going to be assessed. Remember on your choices as well. It's going to reflect on you as a person. So if you are pitching somewhere high end, pick somewhere high end, and you're expecting him to pay for it. He may not say anything, but it's already put a bad taste in his mouth. Even if it doesn't matter how much he earns. Okay, if he is a high income earner, and you know that, maybe he might be a doctor. Okay, and you are on the presumption you're taking advantage of that. If you pick a higher end place, you might honestly think he can afford it. Yeah. Okay. But even if he can afford it,
he still might be tight.
Yeah, no, it just reflects badly on you because it looks like you've taken advantage of the situation. Yeah. Even if he's generous. Yeah. Okay. Right. It doesn't, and he normally doesn't mind. Yeah. But it is a bad reflection on you, even for someone else looking in. It's obvious. Yeah. Yeah. You are there as a freeloader. Yeah. It's something that you normally can't afford yourself. But you've got a chance to get someone else to pay for you. So that's very bad. Yeah. So what you need to do, especially the first day is just I always suggest, how about just go for coffee, a little simple cafe for coffee. It doesn't cost very much. Yeah. So
and then it's the second date you determine.
Yeah, and also because it doesn't really because it's slow amount. Yeah. Doesn't really matter much. Yeah. In terms of who pays for it. You don't get that awkwardness.
You're only there for an hour as well.
Depends. It could go for 4 hours.
That's
Depends
the thing. That's right. Off. That's right. Could go for hours, or it could go for half an hour and say, "Oh, look, I got to go." So you've got an easy out.
You got an easy out, and
so you're saving your time.
A cup of coffee, price of a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's often said, a lot of blokes say around the things, said, look, you should really treat your wife the same as you did on your first date. So that's why I'm going to drop her back off at her parents'.
I guess that's only one off then. And then that's that you don't see her again. Not like when you were dating. It's time, dropping off. That's it. So, yeah, you will not be seeing her for subsequent dates if you did that. So yeah, and all right. So So you agree? Just like as a cafe?
Well, it's better than the movies. I mean, the movies you don't know which movie you like or they like.
They like, and then
you might want to go bang, 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 a bank robbery or something, and then she might want something that you need a tissue for.
Yeah.
To cry into, and the guy goes, "Oh yeah, that's my kind of movie as well." I want to have a movie I can cry to. So it's not a good idea, movies.
No, okay.
But it seems to be such a good thing for dates, doesn't it? Like
teenage dates.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, teenage dates.
Yes.
And remember the old drive-ins?
Yeah, it was a snog, when you sneak a snog in or something. What was it called? A snog. Oh, God. Oh, it sounds gross.
Okay, now, how should you approach the first date? Now, like I said, if you're just after a bit of fun, it doesn't matter. Okay, just go.
Pretend you can't find the place and keep walking.
But if you're after something serious and long term, and that's what we're here for, because it's only when you want something permanent and serious that you actually need help with. And the way you have to approach it is you have to approach it, to me, as it's like an interview, like a job interview, because you are being interviewed for the vacancy of being that person's partner. So that is
the vacancy.
Yeah. Obviously, people shouldn't be going on dates.
Are you willing to work overtime?
On dates if they're married or have a partner. So there's a vacancy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right? Okay. So, and that's
like a job. Yeah. Well, you said before it's like a job interview.
Yeah, well, that is.
Are you willing to work overtime?
For what? Then you got to ask for how much more?
Is it going to be double time at the weekends?
So it's kind of like, when you go for a job.
Do you get dental with it?
Dental with it. Okay, do I get breakfast in bed? Okay, so it's kind of like, normally at a job interview, you're there to, yes, you want the position, but you also find out a bit more about the company and what the job involves, and also a chance, obviously, for them to find out about you. So you both have to be happy. So that is what the date is all about. Getting to know each other, see whether or not...
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Absolutely. So whether or not it's worth continuing. Okay? So going ahead. So, and that's how you should approach it. So, and you really have to think about the type of relationship you're looking for. And obviously, it'll be a serious one. So when it's a serious one, then you have to be serious about the date as well. And also you have to be thinking very carefully about about your interactions and read on the signs from the other person, so you don't waste your time as well. So it comes down to
so you got to have one eye open all the time, looking for all the signs.
Yeah, you have to pay attention.
And then you've got to pretend that you're not.
Well, you have to. Well, so much that you don't really have to be that focused. But I'm thinking simple things that they do, and then you need to know what it means. Like, first of all, how should you dress on the first date? Okay, something very that's simple. Well, you should not turn up in shorts and thongs. I mean, even if it's we're talking about a cafe, no, unless it's at a beach, which I don't know of anyone that have a first date at the beach. Maybe at a pavilion or something, a cafe nearby a beach. But then it's my dressing like smart casual. Look, you have to look like you're being serious about the date and dressing properly.
Hmm.
Yeah, only thing do not overdress because it just looks silly for the venue. I mean, you wouldn't be wearing a suit when you're going for a coffee. For instance, and a woman shouldn't be wearing heels and a cocktail dress if you're going down for coffee. That just looks silly.
Clothes doesn't make the man, as it says, but certainly does introduce him.
Yep, it does. So dress properly, you know. Make sure your hair is combed nice. You look clean. You look tidy and well kept. The sort of thing for women, always a bit of makeup, but don't overdo it. Don't do the Kardashian type or the Instagram type of makeup. It's just really off-putting. You know the ones where they've got the big lips thing and the
insane. Some of them.
the
I don't know
full
if
cakey makeup.
somebody just doesn't tell them, like a good friend. Hey, you know, you've just stepped over the boundary. You know, there's a line there where it looks like it's a Bozo the Clown.
Yeah.
You know?
It's too much.
You know, it's like...
Men do not find that attractive,
They
right?
don't, man. Men don't wear it. So what do you think what do women think men would like it for? They don't. They don't like it. I don't know. Maybe they do some, but you know what they reckon? That a lot of men can't even tell they got it on.
then when they have it off, they say, "Who are you?" Kind of thing. No? So dress and make sure you do put an effort in. Do not overdress by all means. You don't have to dress crazy expensive. Like bring out your Burberry coat or something like that.
Got to be smart casual. Yeah,
smart casual, that sort of thing. So make it look like you're serious. I mean, look, if you turn up in a job interview with jeans and sneakers and thinking, you might be the best qualified person.
Yep.
Okay, but if that is how you turn up to the interview and say, nah,
next,
you're not taking the job seriously. You're not taking this whole thing seriously. So just think about that. That's the type of vibe that you give out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what should you talk about on the first
What should
date?
you talk about? Like that, what was it, Pulp Fiction, when they were in the movie? And they had that silence moment. Isn't it strange when in first dates there's that moment of silence where we're going, what should I talk about? What should we say? Should I say anything? You know, and it's like that an awkward, easy moment, like, woo, look at my phone time, look at the phone time, look at the phone time. Pretend you're busy with something else.
But yeah, seriously, look, it's about getting to know each other. Look, and there's a lot of commentators has said that, look, when a woman asks a man, so what do you do? What she's trying to gauge is how much he earns, which is, there is some merit to it. But hey, if you're going to find out about someone and talk about it, wouldn't you?
And you want to do it quick, you got to cut to the chase.
You need to know about them, and a large part of someone's work, of someone's life, is their work.
Yeah, and a smart guy would drop it. So it would answer the question, so the woman doesn't even need to ask it.
Would you actually say it? Come out and say, "Look, I work in construction."
You would drop it. So, and you're sitting down and say, "Oh, I've just got a, I don't know. How could you think? But you can drop something about about your wealth. You know, you get off a phone call. Oh, how are you doing today? I said, it's been a bit stressful. I'm having to deal with I've got a new swimming pool going in. And I've got this garage, and it's overhanging. So I thought, maybe I'll make a glass panel under the pool.
Yeah.
You know, and then I think, now she knows you got money.
Yeah.
You see, and etc. So you don't actually. She doesn't need to ask you.
But she should. So there is something to talk about. It enables you to also have something to talk about. Talk about your work.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like, what do you do? I mean, I'm in construction. What type of construction are you in?
She wants to know that so that she's talking about you to other people. Oh, he's into this. He does this.
But okay, if she doesn't ask that, well, what do you talk about?
Yeah, football teams.
Football teams, your interests and so forth.
Yeah, football teams.
What do you do during the day?
No, I'm only joking.
But, it's fair enough to ask each other what they actually do, because that's a large part of their lives.
That's right.
And how their lives
it's
are
usually the first
involved.
thing that comes up, always. Usually.
Yeah,
What do you do? And so, well, it's like it. But the very premise of that question sort of binds us, like what we do in the daytime to bring money in.
Yeah.
It clearly defines us, and that's simply not the case. Are you a lawyer, or are you a person that's just practicing law during these hours of the day, and then the other times I'm just a normal person, So we've got to be. Sometimes when you get asked, "Oh, what do you do?" I don't know. I don't like it. So I hardly ever ask people what they do.
But that's his large part. Look, like I'm saying, even if it's not a date, even when you meet regular people at social links, it's normal for that to be asked. Oh, what do you do?
Yeah, what industry are you in?
And all that sort
do
of
you
thing.
work, I suppose?
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah.
Not even as a date. You could be at some social gathering, introduced to this person, that person. You go to contact.
Yeah, what do you do? What do you mostly do in the daytime?
And
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. It's a fair question.
Yeah, I understand.
To get to know anyone and a topic of conversation.
Yeah,
100%. To bring it up.
Yeah.
And so yes, that's very. To me, that's fine to ask.
So what? Like, there's only a few sort of basic questions you can ask someone on the outer, isn't there? On the peripheral. Oh, have you been here before? Oh, how long have you lived in Sydney? Oh, how long have you? There's only just a few questions, really, isn't there?
So, after if you're a date and saying, "Oh, okay, well, tell me about your family," kind of thing. Yeah. Now, this is the kicker me. You should talk about family, and the other person, if they are serious. Yeah, this is one of the flags. If they're really serious about having a serious relationship, they'll want to ask you about your background, about all of that, about your family.
Siblings. They want to know your family.
Family,
How you are with your family, how you'll be.
Are your parents still around? Are your parents still around? Okay.
No, I murdered them while in the sleep.
Do you see your parents often?
You're not going to get a second date.
You're not going to second date. Even if you haven't, and so you said it as a joke. That's a poor taste one. So you won't get a second date. No, you wouldn't. But asking the other person. This is a gay. This is a flag. And if they don't ask you about your family, they're not serious. They're not there to find a serious relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, true.
So that's a big thing that you can.
Yeah, it's a big sign, isn't it?
That is a big sign. Okay, and
because they know that they're sort of marrying your family as well.
Not only that, they want to know about your background, and not just after getting you the sack for the night, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they need to ask about your family.
Yeah.
And all the other things, your hobbies and all that. That's pleasantries, that sort of thing. But I say the hobbies don't really not so much. It's just a filler conversation. But you should be asking that and saying, apart from where you like to go on holidays and so forth and so forth. It's really about
and it's really about how well the man can woo. There's a thing called the woo. You know what the woo? Know what the woo is? The woo is something amazing. You can bring. It's almost like you can lure a bird down from the tree if you know how to do it properly.
Yeah.
And it's like, and first premise is that most people are so interested in their own selves. So if you can talk and ask questions about them, you're really you're in good stead for the woo.
For the wooing, yeah.
Yeah. And and if you can do wooing great, it's like poetry. It's amazing. And it's almost like you can, and yeah.
And I'll tell you, there's another way of you can woo, or at least get brownie points with the lady, and also know a lot about her. Just ask her about her handbag.
You mentioned that.
Yeah,
yes.
you're saying every woman has a special relationship with
her
handbag.
Now there's a talking point with that guy on the videos talking about how they manufacture it
Oh,
for a low
yes,
cost.
yes, for a low cost.
And they're
Seen
saying,
all
you
the
know,
videos, it's gone
they've
viral.
got this made in here and made in this
All these
exotic country and this exotic
luxury
made
handbags.
in Bora Bora or somewhere like that.
Chanel,
And
Hermes,
yeah,
the
well,
Birkin.
I don't know if you can say them brands, can you? But anyhow,
But no, it's been in the news. Been in the news about those videos. We're just talking about those videos that's come out. And you know what? That is particularly the most well-known one. This man in China saying how this Birkin bag from Hermes. For people that don't know, Hermes's Birkin bag is we're very exclusive. Okay. You just can't walk into the shop even if you have the money and say, I want to buy that one. Say no.
Yeah.
Even if you have money, you have to spend so much. You have to be invited to buy it.
Yeah, that's what they say, but sometimes it's just a marketing ploy.
It is a marketing ploy.
We don't fall for that gimmicks
anymore. They manufacture scarcity.
Yeah, they manufacture scarcity. Yeah. Well said. Yeah.
But the other thing that man said on that video is that, look, it's $38,000, this handbag, US.
Can you imagine all the girls that have been out with a sugar daddy?
Yeah.
Because they got a handbag like that and then find out it only cost $30 to make?
Well, to be fair, it was $1,000.
Yeah.
Is that it's worth $1,000? That's what
That's because he's selling them for $1,000. He probably takes them down the road to get made. And that guy doesn't.
This is in China.
But the guy in China could have some guy in China. The guy in China could have somebody down the road and he's going to do another video next week.
He passes the buck on.
He's going to do another video next week. See, you know the guy who was doing the bag is made in China.
Yeah, but anyway, that bag, and he was saying that they basically do like 90% of the work on the bag. It's almost completed, and then it gets shipped back to France or Italy or wherever.
Put the label on.
Put the label on.
Yeah, and they say it's made here or made there.
Yeah, made in France.
But they do that here too. They do it nearly all over the world with a whole gambit of products.
Yeah, it's not right. It's basic deception, but they managed to get it. Apparently, I was wondering how they managed to get around the laws and made in laws.
You know what they do in some places, in some countries? They actually get a sticker made in Italy or whatever,
and they
or Germany, and they stick it over the made in China sticker.
Yeah, that's right. But they actually use the law themselves. I'll tell you how they do it. It's apparently it's like if it's 60% of the cost of production of the bag is, say, in France, then it's made in France. So what they do is they might buy it, say, for $100, whatever, and they pay the person and the label and the other stitching another $60 or something to put that on, and then, automatically made in France because it made that 60%. Yeah.
There's ways around it.
Yeah, there's ways around it.
Creative.
So they've been able to do it legally, okay, though not in the spirit of the law, and particularly it is deceptive.
But still sneaky.
Sneaky, yes, sneaky. So now everyone's, some of the brands have come up and denied it. Okay, but
I'm not sneaky.
But none of them have shown a video. So said this is the factory. We're producing it here. They haven't done that. There've been one video of showing a Hermes workshop, about 12 people. Okay, doing it.
They should just rent one out for the weekend.
Yeah, but then the amount of bags they produce versus how many people in that workshop, it does not compute mathematically. Impossible for them to produce that many. So they're in the gamut. A lot of BS going on, but it's been exposed. No, I hope people have woken up to that fact. All these brands are taking you all for a ride. I mean, all the consumers for a ride.
So would you advise men to have a knowledge on handbags?
No, or like I say, just ask her about her handbag. That's a nice handbag. Where did you get it? Let her talk.
Oh, this was 38,000. Oh, and then...
And how much... what's your job? Oh, I'm a secretary.
Yeah.
That is definitely a sign for you to get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. Just politely finish the date and go. I'll tell you why. Okay.
I can't afford a $38,000 bag.
Oh, but she bought it. But I said, look, the thing is, someone said, oh, it's good. As long as she spends her own money, I'm fine. Look, but the thing is, If she cannot, if she doesn't look after her own money, do you think she'll look after yours?
Yes.
Yeah, you really think?
Yeah, I think she'll spend yours first.
Beforehand.
Yeah, she'll certainly look after it, all right. They'll all be looked
They'll
after.
all be gone. But I say let her talk. The price of the handbag needs to be in line with how much she's earning. Okay? And particularly said, oh, no, how did you do? Oh, my previous boyfriend got a few. Well, you're just going to be the next sucker. Okay. Or she can say, oh, I saved up, it took me a year to save, a year or two to save up. Well, that shows you what her priorities are. Over that, then I know there's some women that just eat instant noodle, 2-minute noodles, so they scrimp on their food, so they're gonna have money to buy the handbag. So this really tells you, do you want to be with someone like that? But you also get brownie points. That, oh, you like my handbag. It means that you think I've got good taste as well. So you've got brownie points. So either way, you're actually in a win-win if you ask her that about her handbag.
All right.
Okay, so let her talk. But, like I said, if her handbag said, oh, I got this at a flea market, it was like $20. And, she earns $1 million a year, so that really tells you something else about her.
Yeah.
Whether or not you still want to hang around.
She might think that you've been listening to this show, 89.3.
Yep. So
2GLF.
Yeah, so just let her talk. And say that if that would tell you enough. It doesn't mean that if she takes a lot of care with her own money, doesn't mean she'll take the same amount of care with your money. But this shows you the maximum potential that it will be. There are other things that I'll go through later on that you can tell whether or not she'll take as much care with yours as her own. Yeah. But there are different signs that you can.
Yeah, like buying dinner and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, let's later on we'll go to subsequent when we talk about subsequent dates.
Subsequent dates. If the wooing has wooed successfully.
If you've garnered enough
because you've got a small window of opportunity. You've got someone's attention for a small window of time. You might as well rip with the woo. You might as well let rip.
So that is the first indication for the man is a handbag trick.
Handbag trick.
And so on that, so those are things that you should take notice of. How they dress, the thing, what they talk about as well. If they're all just talking about themselves, you can see, and didn't ask you about about you, that really tells you that they're really up themselves.
Can you tell in the future if they're going to just nag just by what they're wearing on their handbag?
I haven't heard of that one.
That's only joking.
But so on, all right, we'll go to some
music
and we'll be back here with more.
With more handbags.
Yep. Oh, if you want to continue with handbags.
No, thanks.
Yeah. Now, the first date. So it's all about getting to know each other. And at the end of it, you should feel like you should have a vibe of whether or not you want to see that person again. Whether or not they it was pleasant to talk to them. Things the conversation running smoothly. You always have things to say, to each other, and interesting conversations. And then it's kind of like, oh, where did the time go? That's a good indication that you're getting along very well. Rather than looking at the clock and saying, well, what if he just shut up?
God, he can't stop shutting.
So I think I said this is
he's not going to keep going, is he?
Or just trying to get an outer and a polite way to end it. So yeah, you should have a guess, or if you end up having to struggle for things to say, there's awkward silences and struggling for things to say. That's not a good sign. So things,
especially if you've got a radio show,
things need to flow easily. Okay, otherwise, and the first go at it, you don't really get along that well. There's no point in continuing. no matter how desperate you are for someone, there's going to be someone much better for you. Okay. Simply
Could
put,
it just be a bad day? Could it just be the wrong time of day, tired, or could it be something?
Then you don't go on the date, but you can. But however, if the one person is tired, but if someone's interesting and you get along, well, you still talk. Yeah. It'll come through whether
you get
or not
the vibe. You get
the
the
vibe,
feeling.
whether or not you get along. And it's just like you don't have, you've got so much to say to each other and just, run out of time. Oh, it's already been 3 hours.
Humorous.
It's already been 3 hours. Yeah.
Where did all the time go?
Where did all the time go? That's a great indication that
time flies when you're having
fun. A great indication that it is a goer. So good thing to
it's a goer. Psst, psst. Hey, it's a goer. It's a goer.
But you have to remember that this is the first day. It's just like you are, going for the job interview, like I said. And what do you do in a job interview? You put your best foot forward, don't you? On your best behavior during the interview. They, no matter how much they say, you just be yourself and so forth. They want to get to know you. There is a certain amount of decorum. And the thing that you show that...
I've been waiting for all night for the end of the night before I kiss you. But I just don't think I can wait any longer.
I don't think you should kiss on the first date.
Oh.
No.
You don't kiss on the first date. All right.
Just getting to just a feel of each other. That's it.
So a feel's all right, but a kiss is not.
Oh, someone's mind is in the gutter tonight.
Oh, dearie dear.
But yeah, so like I was saying, even if you're desperate for a partner, if it doesn't feel right, no. If you're not getting along that well, there's no point in pushing it.
Desperation never feels right, if you notice. Desperados never feel right. It feels like fatal attraction.
Someone being too accommodating or agreeing with everything that you say. You know the feeling.
Well, I used to think I was a stand-up comic. Yeah, people used to roar laughing and things. Then I realized I was just handsome. Wasn't funny at all. No, they just laugh at anything. Yeah, I'm only joking.
Yes, yeah. People were that good-looking people do get a pass in life. It's a social advantage.
But it wears off.
Yeah, of course. That's one thing that never lasts. That's why you have to. Well, let's say good looks.
Is it better to have good looks and lost than never to have had good looks at all?
Well, that's all there is. Then
That's for the old the old bird.
Yeah, like I say, we did discuss about looks. Look, that is it serves the purpose it serves is to get you interested in getting to know that person. But I am saying that over the long term, it means
it saves you buying a good handbag.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, if you're really good looking, you don't need to buy a handbag. You don't need people to look.
Oh, okay. You don't need
people
the status
don't even notice the handbag.
Yeah, they just look at you. But everyone can see, the supermodels, once they've aged, that's it. You don't think about those anymore.
Yeah.
The shine wears off.
Yeah.
2
coffees, please.
Yeah. So, but it all comes down, like I say, you need to be on your best behavior. And when you're on your best day, so, and it's also important as to what happens when the bill comes around.
Bill who?
Money.
Oh, that bill.
That bill. Money. Who pays? Okay, and I'll tell you, in Asian restaurants, they always hand it to the man. Yeah, because bill to the man because
that's
the man.
Haven't they come to terms with the modern era?
Right? Or what is it? Asian, not in Asian, any Eastern, Middle Eastern,
unless
or more conservative.
Unless they're in Scotland.
Unless they're in Scotland. So how is it in Scotland? You split it down to the set?
No.
Is it?
Only joking. Oh, no, that's all right. I don't know.
Doesn't get split down to the centre, Scotland?
Yeah, I can imagine it would in some places.
Or they bring their own food.
They bring
Everyone brings their own.
They say, how much can I get off if I wash a few dishes?
Get off the bill.
Yeah, if I do the vacuuming.
So, like I say, yes. Now, there's the modern way of thinking, what we keep being told, like in this day and age, everyone's earning, they've got their own money. There's no reason why you shouldn't split the bill. That's what we're being told through the media and so forth. Okay, and there are old-fashioned people, yes, the man paying, being a gentleman, and so forth. There are obviously there are feminists who insist on splitting, or where they say they implicitly or pay the bill, but you know, and there are also men that say, "Oh, I'm offended in this day and age. The woman doesn't offer to pay." And I tell you what, no matter what a woman says. Even if she says, I'll pay the bill, if the man takes her up on it and lets her pay, it still doesn't sit well. Yeah, you do not put a good impression on her. And so, and the man, and I guess, low testosterone men and men that more beta men, they want the woman to pay, so they don't have to. I guess also tight-ass men. But I'll tell you, the man that actually accepts the woman to split the bill or the woman pays, it tells you so much about him. And I tell you, there's these few possibilities. It tells you, one, he's not interested. Okay. So he doesn't have to do a good impression. And I tell men, look, if you're not interested, or actually anyone interested, you don't have to impress. Because you don't want to see that person again.
Yeah,
you don't need to press the point. So that's why I noticed that.
If it was a supermodel, he'd have his wallet out in a flash.
In a flash, yeah. So he's not interested.
Yeah.
Secondly, if he is interested, then he's pretty stupid. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Because, look, you are trying to get that position and prove, impress and try to saying, choose me, see me again, and how do you do that? And having her pay and you're not paying, that doesn't put a good impression.
Oh yeah, no.
Look,
way.
even if like to say, if
gone, finish.
Yeah, look at it this way: it's not about greed or anything.
No.
Think if you were trying to do a business deal,
okay,
and you were trying to sell to that person, and you take them out to lunch, do you split the bill with them? Allow them to pay? You don't. You pay it because you're trying to look after that person. You're trying to impress.
You're trying to woo them.
You're trying to woo them. But they woo them. They woo them for business. Woo them for a second date. For a love interest. Can people out there get that analogy? Just like think about it that way. So if he doesn't even understand that, and also there's a cultural thing, or actually more mature politeness, and something that not especially the young ones haven't been taught. When people offer to pay, it happens this in a lot of cultures. You have to say no. The polite thing is for you to say no. Okay. One, it gives them a chance to insist if they really want to. And it's the toing and froing, and you have to go, what is appropriate? Who should be paying? Even doesn't matter if they offer it. Should you accept? Should you be paying, or should she be paying? Okay, doesn't matter. When people get offer, they're being polite.
Yeah. Okay,
doesn't mean that if they. I've had someone say, oh, that is so mean. That's being trickery. That's a trap. You offer to pay, and if he accepts it, then you don't see him again. It's because you have not impressed. And it shows also immaturity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And thirdly, is tight-assed. Okay. They're tight-assed, and with that picture, you living with that person, living with him. It's not easy to live with someone tight. It's not pleasant.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So, would you want to still see him for that? There's a possibility. That's one of the qualities he's got. Okay. And there are actual men and saying, oh, if I had to pay for every time, it's going to be a lot of money. If I keep getting these dates having to pay, it's a lot of money. Well, that is basically the price and the risk you take. I mean, even if you go for a job interview, you might have to spend to impress $1,000 on
dry cleaning. Yeah,
$1,000 on a suit and dry clean and drive all the way with your petrol and your time all the way there, and you may not get that job.
More than likely, you won't.
You won't, but you still do it because you're there to try to impress. And if that doesn't work, you don't get that job. The second job, second one interview you go for, then you still do the same thing. And people do not complain about that. And, if you were an employer, don't employ someone, and if someone says, it's going to cost me, this much in petrol and travel to get to you, will I definitely get the job if I come? What would you think?
Yeah.
What would your impression be? No. So, that's not good. And lastly, he has no male pride. Okay. Now, this is something that a lot of men don't even know what male pride is. And no male pride. And they say, okay, I'll spell it to you, everyone. Male pride is having pride that you are a man more capable, stronger, have bigger stamina, therefore you're more capable of earning money and providing. Okay? And so you pay the bill because you've got pride as someone that is physically stronger, has more stamina than someone a lot smaller and weaker. So you're saying, like, basically, I can provide rather than, smaller, weaker person, you provide for me. That's the vibe you give off as well. And that's male pride. It look like this. Like, you might be on a train or a bus, and an old person might get up and offer you her seat, or and a little old lady her seat because you're standing. Should you take it? Just because someone's offered it, should you take it?
No.
No, yeah. I wouldn't, because even though it was offered to me, I have pride as a much younger person than that little old lady, not to take that seat, to be the one standing. Yeah. Because I can take it. Yeah. Take it better than that little old lady. So that's pride, my pride as a much younger person.
But if you were on a first date and there was a situation and your first date took the seat, then you would know.
Straight away he accepts. Okay. So basically, in this instance, when the woman insists on splitting the bill or paying for it, that tells you she doesn't want to see you again. So, pay it. She no longer owes you anything. Bye-bye. And particularly when she's offered and you've accepted it, she pay it. Bye-bye.
Wow.
Okay, so men, look, it's another thing that a good indicator for you. If you haven't particularly been impressed by her, like there are women out there that think that for this date, I went to the hairdressers, the beautician, did my hair, I got my makeup done and nails, and I bought this new dress. It's cost me hundreds of dollars to attend this date. And for the company, pleasure of my company, you should be at least paying for this expensive meal. They feel an entitlement to it. Yeah. Okay. And
but they do spend more than what Guy does.
Guy does, and look, it's totally unnecessary to do to go to all that. That is more. All that is mostly for themselves. It's just like I'll tell you, like I was working in a shop once, and then this whole family came in. They bought a $30 frame because they were going to a wedding. That's for a wedding gift. And there are people I can envision them. They say, to go to your wedding. You're asking us for an expensive gift. You know how much it costs us to attend your wedding? We had to book this 5-star hotel, and it cost us this much, and we also breakfast and all that. All this and so forth. We had to catch an Uber. Yeah, sort of thing.
We had to get some wine.
And afterwards, this is how how much we spent on that. Look, who's that for? It's not for the couple. It's for your pleasure. There are people like that. That's the vibe. And I tell men, look, just pay it. and then you bye-bye her. All right, then it just saves you so much later on, in terms of heartache, money as well. You know, in divorcing as well, just giving off the wrong vibes, especially those entitled people that are entitled. There's some women that do pick the most expensive at an expensive restaurant, then go there and order the most expensive dishes and expect you to pay. That tells you everything you need to know about her. So these are the flags and indicators and the signals that you need to pick up on. These are very much the red flags.
Red flags.
Red flags. You know, but if you like I say, if you've left it up to her to pick the place and she picks just a little coffee shop and it's just coffees and so forth, she's displayed her social intelligence and also her smarts as well, and also humility.
Yeah.
And that is not to cost too much, because it may not go anywhere. It's a first date. You know, you shouldn't be putting onus on the other person. And so that's a good signal. Or if
very good signal.
Or if you've chosen, you've been the one to choose, and you choose go quite a nice restaurant or whatever because you can afford to pay, and I guess you want to impress. And then she's there, then you can watch her and say, what does she order? If you've given her the first go to choose first.
If it's the most expensive thing, then you know.
Okay, this is the thing about it, also decorum. If you're and someone else is paying, particularly someone else is paying, lets you order first. You never choose the most expensive. That's wrong. But you don't have to choose the cheapest dishes either. You can go in the middle. Okay, just choose an average. You know, the typical average meal. That gives a good vibe. But you don't order the 1,000 bottle of Penfolds.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay, and then, however, if the other person has ordered themselves and they happen to order the expensive dishes, you can go and then order in line with him.
Yeah.
Okay, or if he's ordered just an average, you go in line with him. If he's end up ordering the cheapest, you also go to the cheapest, because you never order more.
We have to go to these politics.
Yeah, but it's it's a decorum, you know. Yeah, you never order something or eat something better than the other person that's paying, that's having. It's just this is something not everyone knows.
Yeah.
To do, or if they do know, they just deliberately ignore it because it's not convenient for them. They rather live it up.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other person that whatever they've ordered, the person paying, you order in alignment with them.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, have you had any horror dates?
Yeah, I had lots. After the break.
Okay, then on that we'll go to a quick break, and I think that's it for first dates. This topic. It is an important one. Okay, so. And I've given out the flags for everyone to know in signal signs that
and there's a lot more as well.
Yeah, particularly subsequent dates. Oh yeah, before we go, like I was saying, sex on the first date is never a good idea. Okay, it's never a good idea. For the man might demand or expect it, whatever. Look, if he's offered, he will. Of course, he will. But it doesn't reflect well on you.
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
And if he's
you're looking for long term, then
no. But if he's actually really hinting or strongly hinting at it,
he's only there for the short.
He's only there for the short term. He's not interested. Yeah. There's no point.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's some men expect that.
And he should be gentlemanly conduct.
Yeah, but there's some men who say, after 3 days I paid for it, there should be sex. I can't believe it. He thinks that he's been taking her for a ride if there's no sex after 3 dates that he's paid for.
That's just horrible.
Yeah. But there are people that really, men that really get offended that there's no sex after 3 days.
Oh dear.
No, yeah. But that is something else we'll cover about is when should you have sex? How you cover all topics. Well, this is absolutely necessary. So to know this, because these are all things that about finding out about the other person. Because we're finding a partner for the long haul, aren't we? So that we'll go to some music and we'll be right back. Now, Bluey, I've come across an interesting, I wouldn't say article, a quote somewhere. And I'll read it to you.
You will?
Yeah, it says that people who can't defend themselves physically, brackets, women and low testosterone men, passe information through a consensus filter as a safety mechanism. They literally do not ask, is this true? They will ask instead, will others be okay with me thinking this is true? This makes them very malleable to brute force manufactured consensus. If every screen they look at says the same thing, they will adopt that position because their brain interprets it as someone in the tribe believing it. Only high testosterone alpha males and anerotypical people, brackets, hey, autists, are actually free to passe new information with an objective. Is this true filter? This is why a republic of high status males is best for decision making. Democratic, but a democracy only for those who are free to think. So, what do you make of it? Do you agree with it?
Well, it depends what you think.
See, it depends on if people are going to agree with it. Is it
Well, there was
okay?
actually a study done, and they'd set this person up, and they would said, tell us the symbol that you see here, like a circle, square, rectangle, whatever. This person, and they got like 30 people in a row, for example, said, I see a triangle.
Yeah.
And it was actually a square.
Yeah.
And when the person came,
Yeah.
who was the real person, they saw they actually said the same thing.
The triangle, even if they can clearly see it is a square.
They didn't want to stand out.
Yeah.
They didn't want to be like, oh, you're a nutcase. They didn't want to, because everybody was saying the same thing. They followed suit.
You know, people seeking acceptance and accepted not to be ridiculed, and I guess safety.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So that's why I guess when they say that people who can't physically defend themselves, women, yes, I know the feminists and the modern age is going to be hoo-haing about this, but women by and large seek acceptance and a safety, okay, over risk, you know, and also low testosterone men as well, which most people would understand as beta man. You know, they don't want to be leaders, or they're not capable of being leaders or making tough decisions and all that. Basically, almost like proto-women, I guess to say. And I say, well, and those are the type of men, as you know, are not very popular with women, so forth, because they seek a strong male, they seek a strong thought, strong mind. And I guess because women themselves tend to be followers rather than leaders themselves. And
yet, isn't it strange how the bloke who split the atom and created probably the biggest destructive weapon somewhat that we've been known to man, and yet you could probably brush him away with one backhand. You know, he was that puny and weak and scrawny that you could probably just blow away in a strong wind.
but he's
and yet he developed one of the biggest destructive technologies of all time.
Well, I put that down to nerds.
Yeah, that's right. So it's not the masculine man, but it doesn't need to be a masculine man in order to
to make these discoveries. No, it's
Yeah.
the nerds that do, because they've got so much of their time, because that's their interest.
There's nothing. They've got no dates.
There's no dates and things. They've got all this time to keep at it
Yeah.
and go down the rabbit hole, and so eventually they're going to find something.
Yeah.
So, and because the masculine men, in by and large, they've got responsibilities, you know, they've got families and the country to defend, so they're busy. You know, responsibilities, whereas the people that don't, that spend all this time and then they tend to either not have responsibilities or shirk them and just concentrate on what they want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And I'll have to agree to this this statement to an extent.
Oh, you will?
That, like I say, women seek social confirmation, social acceptance. And so they don't want to deviate too much. And that's why most of the women are leftists, because they seek social acceptance of that. Okay, I mean, a very, very typical of this about people going with the herd is when we had all that COVID lockdown.
Okay.
You know, everyone was saying, even though it was glaringly, it didn't make any sense back then with all those lockdowns and the vax mandates and so forth. And now, obviously, we look back and we all think, gee, we were all so silly. That was really silly. That was, how did we all get gaslighted into it?
How did we get hoodwinked by that?
But then at that time, it was only the only people that did not buy into it were very strong-minded. Yeah, and strong-willed people.
Yeah.
That refused to go along with it.
Because it was a herd, wasn't it?
It was a herd mentality. And as I say, people seek crowds and seek herd going along with it as a form of safety. Don't want to, they want the social acceptance that this is okay, because they don't have confidence in their own thoughts and their own opinions.
Yeah.
So they seek and ask, everyone else, am I correct? So to speak, what I'm thinking correct. So they seek a social confirmation.
I saw one of these YouTube shorts where one of these sheepdogs, and he come running down, and he just got a few sheep through the gate. And you know what happened? I couldn't believe my eyes. There were literally thousands upon thousands of sheep, even from a vast distance away, all lining up to go through that gateway, because a few sheep went through it first. And I went, wow, that's like people in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
They all funnel through, and then everybody starts queuing up for it, thinking, oh, this must be great. You know, you see these things in queues at the side of the road sometimes, isn't it? Well, oh, what's that? Wait, well, what must be something really great there?
This is queue for
and
this.
it's like, what's a queue for? You know, and then really at the end of it, it's just bah.
It really is.
We've been corralled by a sheepdog.
Yeah. Now, the other part of this statement is saying about the Republic of high status males is best for decision making. Democratic, but not a democracy for those who are free to think. So in a way, they're saying that these people, they don't make rational decisions. They just go along with their neighbor or their friends and so forth. They don't think rationally. And this is the thing what I agree to an extent, because that's also a reason why I think the age to vote should be raised, not lowered.
Raised, not lowered?
Yeah. Because it's simply because, look, you have leftist side like the Greens, so I want to lower it to 16, because the younger you are, the more malleable you are, because you're still forming your personality. You haven't even gone through life. You're not your mind hasn't developed, hasn't finished maturing yet, and so for that reason, your brain doesn't fully finish develop until you're 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people, it seems to be a lot longer.
A lot longer. And I'll say, you know what, at the age of 18, well, you've just basically been a child and you've just at the crux of starting adulthood. What do you know?
Adulthood actually begins at 33, I believe.
But and so, in that way, you're so easily swayed and you haven't been through any adult life experience to actually be able to form your own opinion. So that's why I think it should be raised to 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of the voting age. So you're not not able to be just, you know, manipulated.
Yeah. I mean, you can go to war and fight and die for your country almost, and then you come back and you can't. You're not old enough to vote.
But then that's different. That's also the physical. You're not enough to take orders, but you haven't been not mature enough to make your own, to be able to form your own opinions. Yes. So that's why
Maybe
with
it's
the
not.
elections.
Maybe it's not to be determined by an age. It's to be determined by a maturity, perhaps.
But then it's hard illegally.
Very
So
hard, very,
what's a
very
yardstick?
hard.
So that's why I say
very difficult.
because medical says.
And should one person, everybody get the same vote? Like, should some person with an IQ of very low IQ,
70,
and somebody's got something that's like it borders on genius, do they both get the same vote?
Well, according to democracy, yeah, the present framework of a democracy.
Yeah.
So that's why I also say that's why now. Before I couldn't understand why women were not given the vote. I mean, that was outrageous. I was outraged. You know, at the time, because women were not allowed to vote previously. I was just outraged when I learned that. I think, why, they're treating women like children kind of thing. And it's only now that, quite recently, I really understood why, is because women are more emotional. They're far easier to manipulate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're not as rational.
Well, that's
thinking.
when they were in the advertising industry, I had a friend that was in the industry in New York at the highest levels, and he said, that like when the women were protesting for equal rights for voting, that's when the cigarette companies got really creative.
Yeah.
They said, you've got to start to smoke to the women.
To be like men.
It's not a cigarette you're lighting up. It's a torch of freedom.
And they bought into it.
They bought into it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Isn't that it? And also the thing about they're going women, about the abortion issue. Women, you're not going to let men tell you what you can do with your body, aren't you? Don't take control of your body. Well, what they're really pushing you for is killing your child. So
they can sell the fetal part for body parts and also cosmetics.
No, they
and then food additives and stem cells, and they get $40,000 a child.
Well, it goes into.
And the more developed they are, the more money they get. Yeah.
Because I know that vaccine.
That's why they want late term abortions.
Well, I know with vaccines, they if you look into it and if you ask, they will tell you it sells from aborted fetus
they can't
cells.
Deny it.
They can't deny it.
Yeah, it's got kidney cells and everything in it.
So
it's like, what?
So that's
You're
why,
actually making us freaking cannibals.
And that's where what goes in, and that's why people were seeking religious exemptions from the vaccines. Because of that reason.
Well, yeah.
And
sort of partial to eating other people.
And so, of course, they manipulate women into supporting abortion and having abortions to prove how you're basically.
Well, it's a business model.
Business model for them, just to continue the supply.
Yeah.
And women are going along with it. And so this is an example how women are so easily manipulated emotionally.
Well, they wouldn't be if they were told about it. I'm sure that it's just that it's left obscure, and therefore.
But then again, you can say, my body, my choice. But when it came to the vax mandate, they're saying it's no longer my body, my choice. You've got to have it.
You've got to have it. Yeah.
And then the women flip around without really thinking.
Yeah, they don't think. They get trapped every time.
Yeah, and saying, hang on, isn't that the thing what they say about my body, my choice? So how does this pass?
Exactly right. Yeah, they get found out pretty easy.
And so that is the thing. And to an extent, do I agree with the ban on women not being able to vote, the previous ban? And from what I've seen actually recently, that actually makes a pretty good argument.
What? My goodness gracious.
Even with me, yes.
Well, are you going to explain yourself there? I'm going to do a drum roll.
Yeah, with the way they're going and the way they've been voted and being so easily manipulated, I would say, it maybe not be a bad idea. And for that, I'm probably even willing to give up my right to vote. Because even though you probably, the listeners can tell, I'm probably more I'm rational than most men.
Well,
That's what.
or you could say, look, you've got to vote. Well, you can cast a vote, but you've got to give a reason why.
Why you're voting for that candidate?
Yeah.
Oh, I think with the American vote, it's just because he's not.
He's
not
not
Trump.
short and fat like the other one.
Yeah. Oh, he's not Trump. That's good enough. She's not Trump. That's good enough. All right. But anyway, okay, we're coming towards the end of our show.
We are already
Yes.
again.
Yep, we had a good little talk through about the
First
date, big thing of
second
first
wooing.
date. Wooing, yes, very important. People have to realize that you are there to impress. That is your job. Yeah, well, that's your purpose.
Yeah, but that's the problem with impressing is that it can be deceitful. You're not actually telling someone what you really like. You're putting on a pretend appearance, like an act.
Well, the same way you turn up to an interview, is that an act? Job interview.
Well, you know.
So yeah, that's what you have to
fake it till you make it.
See it as a job interview. Well, you're spending there to see if you like that person or not. You know, look, if you like say something, or you want something more, you try harder, don't you? Because you want it. Okay, so when someone is not trying at a date, it tells you they're not interested. Either that, or they're pretty dumb. They don't even know that if you want something, you need to impress. Okay,
yeah,
you need to try. That is so basic.
So basic.
People don't get it. And even all these relationship commentators and experts, they're not actually saying it. But it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope everyone's enjoyed the show. A reminder again.
I actually reckon that you do give better advice than most of them. You know,
Yeah.
when I watched a few of them, it's like, wow.
It's just popcorn.
You're way better.
It's just
You're way
popcorn
better.
advice. Because the thing is, they give advice according to political correctness because they don't want to offend anyone. But political correctness is an ideal. It's not reality, is it?
Well, it is on the 3rd of May, isn't it?
It's on the 3rd of May.
That's the day we vote.
Oh, it's
Political correctness.
Correctness. It's I'm also relating this to relationship experts and the advice given out because it's an ideal. It doesn't work in the real life. It's not real in the real life. And you, our listeners, you know exactly what I mean. So that's why for the advice I give, it's not following political correctness. It's following reality. Okay. As uncomfortable as sometimes it is. This is reality, and we have to work with reality. Otherwise, it does not work.
And therefore, marriages don't work.
Yeah, because you don't deal with reality. Okay, you don't want to. You spout all this political correctness stuff. Money should never be a part of a relationship. Just love, 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 love. It doesn't work. Just say, look at the stats every time there's a recession. The divorce rates just shoot up. Yeah.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah. When poverty goes in the front door, love runs out the back, or something.
Something like that. You're under stress. You're not a happy cookie, and you're not nice to be around.
No.
Yeah.
So
on that,
a healthy bank balance is the good thing for a relationship.
The less stress there is on a relationship, the longer it will last. Okay? Any stress. So on that, I hope everyone's enjoyed the show. And don't forget to follow me on my Facebook page. I have 2 Facebook pages, Miss Dragonfly and Make Marriage Great Again. Please follow both if you can, but at least follow one because I do post different things on the Facebook pages. And let me know what you think of the show by leaving your comments there. And if you have a topic you'd like me to cover, then...
Or if you want to ring in.
Or if you want to ring in as well.
With a relationship, because you're really good at that, you know.
Yeah. Maybe it's time next time we'll go through one of the questions. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Or if you've got a topic you'd like me to cover, then feel free to leave it there as well. If I'm able to cover it, then I will. Okay? So on that, thank you so much for coming in again, Bluey, and giving the male
worries.
voice. So the men also have someone to go into bat for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but though what you have to concede this time
Don't
is
worry,
that
lads.
the men have to pay for the day, should be paying on the day if they want a second date.
She got me in here for 2 hours just to hear
That,
men are going to pay for the date.
you know, if you want to impress. If you want a second date. If you don't want to, it doesn't matter. You know, you don't want to see her again, doesn't matter. You don't need to impress because you don't want to see her again.
Next.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Okay. So on that,
Chivalry's not dead.
I hope so.
It's just hard to find.
But men, okay, no matter what women say, well, they want chivalry. Okay. Doesn't matter what they say. If they're being polite when they are offered to pay or split the bill.
Well, or unless they're one of them lefty ones.
Though even they secretly want to.
Oh,
yeah.
They've got secret chivalry desires.
Yeah. So on that, thank you very much for coming in today. And for everyone else, don't forget to tune in same time next week. So until then, it's bye for now.
Bye.
And bye, Bluey.